Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn and take your seats because you are witnessing Showtime in its purest, most ruthless form. Some people out there might think this move with Andy Ibañez was clumsy or a mistake. Please, in Blue Heaven, we don't do mistakes. We do blockbusters. This isn't a lapse in planning. It's a deleted scene I decided to cut in the final edit. We just tossed aside an extra worth, $1,200,000, simply because the lighting wasn't doing favors for the rest of the cast. I can feel the gears turning behind the scenes of this machine, and what you're seeing is the script being fine-tuned for perfection. We signed the contract, tested the costume, and 3 weeks later, we decided he didn't fit the lead role. Why? Because we can. At Dodger Stadium, if you aren't a global superstar, you're just a placeholder for the next big name. This is the box office gold standard. We aren't playing baseball, we are curating art. Let's talk money, the favorite subject of those at the top and the nightmare of everyone else. I know the rest of the league is currently hyperventilating into their cheap polyester jerseys. While those charity franchises in Oakland or Tampa Bay are counting pennies and praying to break even at the end of the month, the Dodgers treat $1,200,000 like the tip I leave for the valet in Beverly Hills. Look at the New York Yankees, how cute, trying to play shark. They thought they had Mike Ciani, but they couldn't handle the heat. For us, he's a tactical asset I wanted back just because his defensive range looks better on our cameras during the late innings. We spent over $1 million on Ibañez just so he could feel the vibe of our clubhouse for 21 days. That is the definition of luxury. We pay for the privilege of changing our minds. We pay for roster depth that other teams would use as their franchise stars. The crying from small market teams is the perfect soundtrack for my dinners. They call it unfair. I call it a premium subscription to success. Our payroll isn't a limit, it's a monument to our dominance. We are out here burning seven-figure contracts like they're rough drafts, simply because our quality standard is unreachable for mere mortals. That's the Dodger way. Think about the psychological warfare we're waging. Imagine you're an opposing pitcher. You spend the whole night trying to survive our death lineup. The global phenomenon Shohei Ohtani, the perfection of Mookie Betts, and the hitting machine Freddie Freeman. Just when you think you can breathe, you realize our bench costs more than your entire stadium. This decision to swap Ibañez for Ciani sends a clear message to the world. Our supporting cast is more valuable than your leading man. This confidence echoes from Los Angeles all the way to the screens in Tokyo. Our partners in Japan don't want to see a team that tries to win. They want to see a brand that demands perfection. Every number 17 jersey sold in Ginza pays for these roster whims. Bringing Ciani back is about bulletproofing our defense. He doesn't need to be the hero. He just needs to hold the curtain while our billion-dollar stars make the magic happen. We are building a super team where even the 40th man on the roster has to be Oscar-worthy. So, was it weird? Never. It was a masterclass in flexibility and power. We made $1 million bet, changed our minds, and took back what was rightfully ours. Anywhere else, this would be a crisis. On my set, it's just another sunny Tuesday. The rest of the league can go complain to the commissioner about competitive balance all they want. They can keep the equality, we'll keep the jewelry. While they struggle to sell tickets, we're here under the blinding lights of Blue Heaven, polishing the trophies. The ending of this movie was already written the moment we signed that check for $700 million for Shohei. We don't wait for the World Series. We book the hotel for the victory parade. This player swap is just a minor adjustment to the image's brightness. The talent is absurd, the cash is infinite, and victory is an inevitable destination.